So glad you guys could join us today. Thank you, John, for joining today.
Thank you.
This is Seraj Bharwani. I'm the Chief Strategy Officer at Illumin. More closer? Now you can hear me okay? All right. This is Seraj Bharwani from Chief Strategy Officer at Illumin. Now the branding is right. The previous one wasn't. We are a journey advertising platform. That's about what we'll say. The only thing I want to distinguish between the journey we talk about is about the mental state of the consumer as they evolve towards making their decisions to buy something. But with John, we're going to talk about real journeys, the journeys people actually take. So, John, to you. Go ahead, introduce yourself, please.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm John Boris, CMO of Tripadvisor. Thrilled to be here and looking forward to a great discussion.
Absolutely, John. So, we had a little moment to prepare a little bit for this today. You obviously have amazing passion for travel. Why don't you say something about what brought you to Tripadvisor and what's the platform? The capacity is an impressive platform, of course, but we'd certainly love to learn from you.
Thank you. Volume okay? Up a little closer? Okay. Remarkably uncomfortable that it's this close. I'm incredibly excited to be at Tripadvisor. I've been in the role for about 5 months now, a little over 5 months, and it's just kind of the culmination of my passion, my experience. So when I approach opportunities in my professional career, I typically look at 3 things. I look at, what companies are at the intersection of commerce, is what I call it 3 C's: commerce, content, and community. What are they industry leaders, or do they have the opportunity to be category leaders? And the reason I like that is because it enables the greatest amount of innovation and disruption. And then the third is, what am I passionate about? What do I like doing? It's very simple. You spend the majority of your waking hours at your job, and if you don't have that passion, it's going to take a toll. So all of that culminates at Tripadvisor. I absolutely, if you look at content, commerce, community, passion, and category leader, that's what Tripadvisor is. It's for 22 years. It's been leading the category as the world's largest travel guidance platform. So I'm thrilled to be here and see where we go.
Absolutely. When John says it's the largest, he's being very humble. If you look at the monthly average users, right?
Yep. In the hundreds of millions. So
yeah, it's close to 500 million. I mean, this is crazy, but that's big. That's mega platform. So with that, just about any platform that has reached that level of scale has to have some really fan base, avid audience. Describe who's the audience.
Yeah, the audience is amazing. As you mentioned before, we have hundreds of millions of MAUs, highly engaged, global audience, over 40 countries, 26 different languages. And what's great is it's a wide berth of demographics and psychographics. Think of it as fundamentally people who are interested in travel. They want to travel, they want to go explore the world, and the world could be their around the corner. I want to find a new restaurant, or it could be I'm going to Rome, I'm going to Paris, I'm going to Egypt. We're that trusted guidance platform for them along the way. Within our community, and we have an incredibly active community, we have 1 billion reviews, and the reviews aren't written by our editors, they're written by travelers, they're written by our audience. So highly active, highly engaged community, and within that you do have degrees of super users, right? We want people who come and engage with our content and then posit their own opinions. And the difference between our reviews and everyone else is you can write a review and say the hotel was good, and which is a completely meaningless review. We have minimum word counts. We make our users work for it a little bit, right? You have to come and actually give a thoughtful review. We poke and probe and say, well, why was it great? Tell us about it. Did it have the pool? Was it indoor, outdoor? And really start to push and engage our users in a way that most sites don't. So we have a minimum threshold for creating our super users.
I can absolutely vouch for that. So yesterday, as I landed here in Austin, I went to Tripadvisor to check out restaurants in the evening I needed. And it recommended Fonda San Miguel, because I was looking for Mexican, right? And I went this beautiful place. I went back home after the thing I had with my friends and wanted to check out the reviews on that. Whoa, the form is quite exhaustive in terms of things it wanted to learn from me about my experience and what I had there and so forth. Drop in pictures, do all those things. So it is definitely elaborate.
And I think you said, in talking before, you didn't actually put in that you were in Austin. We targeted you as you were going to Austin based upon your intent
Exactly.
data
Yes.
and based upon your geolocation, which was
Completely.
great. So that's part of our job as a travel guidance platform is to make it easy, like trivially easy for you to serve
Absolutely.
you information in planning and in destination.
That is true. I'm not registered, I'm not a member or nothing. They probably pick up my IP and knowing that I'm in the city and boom, all sorts of good stuff started
I
showing
think
up.
you should become a member, by the way. I think we'd have 130 million and one members. So
There you go. Excellent. So, you arrived here, which was what, about a year ago?
no, 5 months.
Oh my
I
God.
still smell like new guy.
Okay, all right, good. So you came and you wanted to make a difference. Where are you going to focus your energies here in terms of where you want to take the platform?
Yeah, we've been really fortunate. I mean, it's a 22-year-old company, but we are having a bit of a rebirth. And with that, there's been a new management team, myself included, and we've spent the past 5 months really looking at a robust set of data and trying to be self-actualized of where can we invest, where can we go in crafting a new strategy. So we've been very methodical about that. And it comes down to 3 simple things. We're going to really solidify and increase our position as the world's leading travel guidance platform. We're focusing on pre-planning, helping you upper funnel where you're thinking of going, and all the way through to in destination. With that is going to be a mobile-first approach. The second is we're going to be really focused on customer engagement. We have, as I said before, hundreds of millions of MAUs, 130 million members, and we can do so much more with customer engagement. And at the center of that is data. And we'll talk about data in a bit, but it's all about data. It's all about harnessing that data, capturing that first-party data, and creating a mechanism to engage with our users in a way that is personalized. And then the third is, how do you leverage those two to create the best media opportunities and platforms for our partners? And so we've made so much progress on that. We have our own internal agency called Wonder Lab that is specifically designed to create programs and platforms on and off platform for all of our partners, ranging from endemic to non-endemic partners.
I got it. So on that topic, you literally covered the full spectrum of things that I wanted to dig a little deeper.
Nice.
So first thing, you talked about content. Okay. The fact that there is the duality of your platform, which is the buy side and the sell side, right? Let's cover each of these topics of content, media bundled with data, and how that plays out. So let's start with content.
Sure.
What's the consumer side in terms of engagement? And then what are you able to do for the brands that want to partner with you?
Yep. Great question. First and foremost, we are a content site. I mean, that's what we are built on. We have over 1 billion reviews, again, hundreds of millions of people in our community contributing on their own accord. They want to. They are passionate travelers. They want to help other people travel the world and be a part of that journey with them. And that comes in the forms of ratings and reviews, which we already set up. We have a high bar for, and through our content and our community and forums. So that's our nucleus. But we can do so much more, and we are doing so much more than that with our content. So we're going more upper funnel, inspirational, a lot of travel guidance, where you want to go, but content isn't just written words anymore. It's multi-form factor. It's video, obviously it's photos, but it's also ingesting it in the channel that they want to ingest it in real time. So content is pushed to them through your mobile app. So you and I talked about it right now. If you have children, you're going to an outdoor adventure, but it's raining. What do you do, right? So we can say you're in XYZ location. It's raining. You can't go on your hikes. You should go to these 3 museums based upon your personal input.
Completely understand where you're going, John, with this thing. Just a quick raise of hands. I don't know how many of the people at the back are really paying attention, but just the people who are in front of us, just the people in the front of us. Quick raise of hands. How many are you familiar with Tripadvisor? John, come on. That is the evidence, right? So no matter what you say about the platform itself, most of these people have seen your platform.
Well,
so let's talk about what's behind all of this thing, okay?
Yep.
So in terms of how you engage the users from where they are in the wild, if you got 480 million or whatever it is they're showing up, 130 million members, right? What is your media strategy from the buy side of it? It's like, who are you looking for and where?
I'm going to talk about data first and media second because they're directly tied. So again, tremendous traffic, and we can always do more with engagement. Like we have a highly engaged audience, but we're going to take it to the next level. Part of it is we're introducing a new customer data platform that's going to be our repository for data. We have permission to capture more first-party data than we are right now because we're here to help you on your trip, right? And so if we do it in a way that we convince you and tell you that we're going to help you plan your trip and be more efficient, be more effective, you'll willingly give us that data because we're your trusted companion. But that comes with the trust of the brand. And most companies can't do that, right? How many companies ask you for data and you're like, fuck no, I'm not giving you my data. Like this is a trusted brand, and that gives us that permission to play.
Understood. Yeah.
And so with that, not only are we going to do greater personalization, but we're going to have greater targeting opportunities for our media partners. And that's what's really exciting because we have, travel is such a robust audience, and ultimately it's the ultimate consumer, I think. It's the ultimate microcosm of a consumer. You have a high intent purchase, you have people who have spent a lot of time planning, who are spending a lot of money on it, and who care deeply about it. So it's a high consideration, high involvement purchase that involves everything from credit cards to dining to experiences to hotels, and that attracts endemic and non-endemic advertisers. So what we do is we take that data to create amazing solutions for our media partners, and then we wrap it in the trust of our brand and our new creative media lab called Wonder Lab that is really creating bespoke and pretty amazing solutions ranging from voice for Amazon to all the way through. We've done great partnerships with Ford and Tesla, Cutwater Spirits. All of these are designed specifically around specific audiences. So a great example is Ford was trying to attract for their Ford Bronco launch a Latin American audience. Sure. We were able to target that very efficiently, create content around it, again with the Tripadvisor brand, so it's trusted about the best road trips.
Got it. So you covered the sell side of the platform quite well. Let me replay this so that we make sure we got it right. So all of you have heard about retail media, right? Right? It's the buzz out there. Better word in this context would be first-party audience bundled media, right? That's what this is. The power of this media is an engaged audience, if I got it. Yep. You know so much about them, and therefore you can find the right audiences, and the fact that you have a content lab inside provides beautiful imagery that meets within the confines of your own environment, so it fits with the model, which is an expectation for the consumer, right? Did I get that right?
You got it right, and I would add a twist to it. I think people historically and partners historically think of travel as, oh, I have to be a travel advertiser. And that's not the case. We're actually growing far greater in the non-endemic space than endemic space. Our endemic's doing great, but the treasure trove of value of the traveler has really been, has just blown up.
Absolutely.
And in particular on our site and through our media channels over the past couple of years. So that has been I think the big secret that has been discovered by the non-endemic advertising community.
Fantastic, I get it. When you said Ford, I pretty much interpreted that as, wow, that's way beyond travel.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not just hotel companies or rental cars, which has been the mainstay.
And we love hotel companies and rental cars. We love them.
Yes.
But there's more than enough media to go around for a bigger party.
I get it. Now, there was one other reason why I had these people tell you that they are very familiar with Tripadvisor. And that was, nobody had not seen or had experience with Tripadvisor. Okay? What that means is, what are you doing on the buy side, whether on the branding front or on the acquisition front? What is the strategy for you now?
Yeah, see, now you set a high bar with 100% brand awareness amongst a group of 20, So I appreciate the support. We are really focused on engagement. We have such a massive audience and a dedicated audience that we need to better leverage our internal tools. So we talked about our data platform that's going to fuel our CRM capabilities.
Sure.
So we're going to launch a much more robust CRM tool and capability and platform for us to engage with our customers and personalize. That's the key of it. I can send you information all day long, but unless it's meaningful to you specifically about your interest, where you want to go, the trip you're planning, you just don't engage with it the same way. So that's what's key for us, so that's one. Two is social. We have tens of millions of fans and followers, and we're going to do more with that for engaging with them by the new content that we're creating, which is really exciting. And then, in terms of other things that we're doing, we do performance marketing, of course. We spend a lot on Google. We don't do a lot of above the line, and when we focus on above the line, it's really driven by earned media, and it's driven by thought leadership. We've been doing this for 22 years. We have more data on travel than virtually any other company out there, and we want to leverage that data and our position and our brand trust to help that rising tide that lifts all boats, and want to help drive the industry.
Completely. I mean, with that data, you could obviously model in all the different ways you want to, drive acquisition, all of that. That's kind of a given, right? Okay, I can keep going on with John. I loved this discussion with him. I even prepped with him, and it was fun. Do you guys have any questions? Because I don't want to hog all the time.
Oh.
Let's get your microphone so everybody can hear. Bear with me.
Sorry, you mentioned the social content upcoming. Are you able to shed some light into new campaigns, programs that you're going to be launching in the next couple months ahead?
We're actually in the planning process right now. So we're digging into this. We're doing the full assessment of every channel. We are working. Can I say this? No, I can't say it.
I don't want to get you into trouble.
I almost got myself in trouble. So, we're in the process of really working through every channel, doing a bottoms-up assessment on where we have true permission to play, what audience we have, how we harness kind of the super users in that audience and the content creators. So I can't say much now, but stay tuned. A lot's going to happen in the next few months.
Thank you.
Hey, John, question for you. You mentioned really focused on customer engagement, and I'm curious, with all of the noise that we have today, not just here, but the ads, the push notifications, how is Tripadvisor planning to break through that noise?
Well, first of all, I think the folks in back are having a debate on which travel location they want to go to, and I think I'll tolerate that. Cutting through the noise is tough. There's a lot of noise out there. Just look at your inbox, look at look at the text you get, look at the SMS messages you get on a daily basis. We have a really interesting audience in that they are really passionate about travel. So they're coming with a common purpose of either learning about where to go, where to eat, where to play, what to do, all of that. And when you combine that with our content trove that we've talked about from upper funnel to specifically to you, and the personalization, that's what's going to be key. That's what's driving it. And then we have a membership program. We have 130 million members in our program right now. We can do so much more with that, and we're adding we're focused on adding a lot of rewards and engagement vehicles to that membership program to really encourage and reward the behavior that we want. Everything from badging to rewards and recognition.
Hi,
Yes.
Scott Butler-Till. You mentioned Seraj Retail Media, and John, I'm wondering, do you have plans to make more of your data available to brands, to agencies? Do you see yourself, kind of going down the road of an Amazon in a sense in terms of your approach to retail media, if you can say?
Yeah, no, of course. 100%. So data is an absolutely key enabler, not for only us to engage with our customers, but to use as a tool and vehicle to help our media partners be more efficient. So I don't know if I'd say we're going on the Amazon road, but that could mean a lot of different things. But we're definitely using our data. It's a key part of our media strategy, and we've seen great results. Great results from targeting, again, both on and off platform, intelligent campaigns, and just phenomenal metrics to support it across the board. Thank you.
Others?
Any other questions? We
So-
got a little bit of time.
So I have one. So John, there is a lot of talk about partnerships. What's a partnership for you?
That's a good question. It's a multifaceted question. So we have a ton of different types of partners. We have media partners who we collectively work on meeting their objectives. So that's whether that's through traditional media, whether it's leveraging our data, whether that's leveraging content, creating bespoke packages. We love those partnerships. We have partnerships that are in which we are licensing our content and information. That's a huge part of our business. That could be with anyone from Apple to Amazon, which is really exciting. And then we have other marketing types of partnerships where it's leveraging our brand, our awareness, some of our content across somebody else's platform, and that one's more of a true partnership, right? It's more of a shared objectives and kind of taking someone's platform, our content, and seeing how we can reach the maximum number of people.
Right. I think it has more to do with where you can extend your access to the audience using your content, but it is the channel of the partners, right?
Absolutely, and I'll give a great example. We just launched a national program with Target, which has been hugely successful. So Target, we are part of Target's Circle member program, and they're giving away our Trip Plus partnership, Trip Plus program, which is a $100 value, and it's a massive, massive distribution channel for us. It's a huge reward for loyal Target members, and we're seeing great results. It's been in market for 2 weeks, and it's killing it.
Wow, very nice, very nice. Anybody else?
Do we have any other questions?
Hi, John.
Hello.
So you've been in this role for 5 months, and it's coincided with travel being back in the biggest way ever. What are some of the more surprising trends that you've seen, amongst whether it's about mobile or demographics or some of your other family of companies, like in dining and the fork or cruising? It just seems like a fascinating time to be in the position.
Thank you. Yeah, travel is back, which is nice because travel has been punched in the face for the past 2 years. Our own research, we talk about thought leadership, we do our own research studies. These are two fascinating stats that really show it's back. 88% of people are willing to cut back on another part of their discretionary spend and cut back meaningfully to fund their trips this year. They do not want to miss out on a trip. And then 9 out of 10 people plan on traveling more than they did over the past 2 years and pre-pandemic. So it's back with vengeance, which is great. So how do we capitalize on that? How do we help people in a more meaningful, authentic way find the right destination? Because, inflationary pressure is real. You want to make the most of a high consideration, high purchase item like a trip. And so that's what's important for us. That cuts across brand for us too. So we have a family of brands. It's Tripadvisor, which is the biggest parent brand. It's Viator, which is the leader in experiences worldwide. The Fork, think of it as the leader in restaurants, but in particular in Europe, and Cruise Critic. All of those come together, which is great, and we are able to now cross-pollinate across our brands to make sure that we're providing you the best information. So that's key, and a big, big trend for all of this is mobile too. It is about knowing where you are. Your device, your phone is what you carry with you all the time, right? It is your wallet, it is your communication vehicle. We need and are continuing to be present on your phone, and the more we know and use our data, the more we can push information to you in a really highly relevant way.
So, John, I just wanted to add one thing to that, which is true killer in terms of what you offer here. The single biggest challenge for marketers today in the 30 years that I've spent in the advertising business is media attribution. Does media impact business outcomes? To the extent that you can help prove that with that mobile device you're talking about, to wherever destinations you're sending people to, and know that they in fact did that, is a huge deal. It's massive. So I am done, guys, unless anybody has a question here. Are we good?
I think so. Let's give him a big round of
All
applause.
right.
Thank you. Thanks, Seraj.
Really
Appreciate it.
appreciate it. It was well pleasure.